In a previous lesson, I had you engage in a discussion titled Thinking Together. You were required to read an article by Scott London and answer 2 questions. What are deliberative dialogues, and what can we benefit from having them in a class like this? All of you came up with a variety of responses that basically all had the same theme, which was deliberative dialogues are intentional discussions designed for people to come together to express ideas and to share ideas. And that's wonderful, because that's exactly what a deliberative dialogue is. My goal for this assignment is for you to be able to connect on a very personal level some of the issues and conversations we've been having in our state, in our nation, and in our world. Our intentional discussion will be based on careful structure. So you're going to be creating a statement that will have key elements in it related directly to you and the topic that we are discussing. You will then read that statement aloud and reply to at least 2 of your other classmates' posts. My whole goal is for us to be able to celebrate diverse viewpoints on a topic that is given to you. In order to create your statement, you will need to have specific key elements. These elements should total the length of your statement to a half a page, but no longer than a full page. The first element you'll need is your stake. I've provided you with a series of questions in each category, and your goal is, when you're creating your statement, is to respond to these questions in complete sentence format. So when you're creating your stake, I ask you, how directly does this issue affect your life? And what do you have to gain or lose from your position within this issue? You'll just simply take those questions, reword them with your response to create a complete statement or sentence for your statement. Next, you're going to incorporate a source, and your source can be from other scholars or researchers in general. And the goal for incorporating a source is to talk about statistics, findings, or comments that support, refute, or genuinely inform your position. When you're creating your source in your statement, make sure you identify the title of the source, the author if there is one, and the title of the article within the source. Next, you're going to create your statement of position by answering the following questions. Where do you stand on this issue? Are you firm in your position, or are you ultimately undecided? And what values have brought you to this position? This statement is all about you and voicing your opinions, making those connections to the topic that we're discussing. Once you've created your statement of position, you'll identify a possible solution by answering the following questions. What do you think should be done? And what kind of solution would you find to be fair? When you've created your statement, again, double checking to make sure it's at least a half a page, but no longer than a page in length, you will then record yourself reading your statement aloud as if you were face-to-face with us. So using your webcam at home, record yourself reading the statement with all of those elements: the stake, the source, statement of position, and possible solution. Upload your recording to YouTube, and then submit your YouTube link to the discussion board titled Deliberative Dialogue -1, I do believe. Then you'll reply to at least 2 other classmates' recordings, and your reply should be written, so you should use 3 to 5 complete sentences in length after you've viewed the recording. It's like any discussion that we've been working with so far. I am going to ask that you are mindful with your use of language, thinking about everything that we learned about in our previous lesson, focusing on language, you want to make sure that you're using inclusive language. And what I mean by inclusive language is that you are using proper pronouns, and you are also being mindful of using inclusive language that's included for everyone. So essentially, you want to make sure that you're avoiding any sort of jargon or bias use of language. And then be sure to ask open questions and make personal open statements. This will invoke others to feel invited to respond and reply as well, to create that depth of discussion, which is the whole goal for an assignment like this. Again, you'll be having 2 deliberative dialogues. This first deliberative dialogue, everyone's on a huge learning curve. So just make sure you take the directions that are given to you and truly apply them to create your stake, your source, your statement of position, possible solution. Then record yourself reading the statement, upload your recording to YouTube, copy and paste the YouTube link into the discussion board. Please make sure that your link is set to public. You can keep it unlisted, but set it to public so that way we all have an opportunity to view your link. Please make sure that you review the grading rubric that was given to you in the assignment guidelines. This rubric shows you how you will be graded on a 5-point scale, totaling 40 points. Each statement created, and we'll have 2 this semester, starting with this one, each statement is worth 40 points. If you have any questions about the deliberative dialogue and your statement, please feel free to email, call, or stop by. Thank you.